Where do we go next?
Let's go to Carl in West Virginia. Hi, Carl.
Hello, brother and sister Addison.
Hello.
Yesterday was the first day I heard your program, and I'm very impressed and compliment you on it and encourage you to stay firm for the Lord, and I hope your audience is increased.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to present something to you, if you'll allow me, that I think is the root cause of the culture problems, one of which is you're addressing today, is what I call compromise in the church. May I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, go right ahead.
All right, I hope you'll comment after I hang up or maybe do a whole program on it. I'm a retired teacher, and I think the root cause of the problem is Christians allowing their children to be indoctrinated in public schools.
I agree.
Won't send their children to our Sunday school for 30 minutes, but we send our children to their schools for 30 hours.
Carl, that's right up.
I appreciate your thoughts, and thank you for taking my call.
That's right down our alley, man. That's exact. I agree. That's a big problem, because time is the main feature in making disciples, and so when whoever wins the time game wins. So if that's the public school system or whoever it is that has the most time with our children, then that's what's being pumped into them. They're being indoctrinated, one way or the other. So who's doing the indoctrination?
We say often, and I understand that this is difficult for Christians in America to face. We have to reconcile this, and it's difficult, and it's taken, I would say, many of us a long time to get here. But let me just say, we say often that many Christians are footing the bill and taking care of our future enemies. We are raising kids in our home right now. They're eating bacon at your table. They're eating grits at your table. And they're growing up with a type of disdain because the majority of their influence happens outside of your home. Now, look, that's a hard truth, but it is the truth. And if we really take a step back and we look at the type of opposition that we are growing in our own families, we are growing this in our own families, it would be jolting to us. So I agree with our brother. Let's try to squeeze.
Let's go to Karl in West Virginia. Karl, welcome.
Hello, Brother Jackson. You have a great show. Excuse me.
Thank you, sir.
I pray that your audience will increase. I'm a conservative. First of all, I'm a Christian, born-again Christian. I've been involved in the culture war since 1974. Spent 33 years as a teacher, and part of that time as a principal in the public schools. And I want to tell you, the other side recognizes where the battlefront is in the culture war. It's for the hearts and minds of children. We don't get it. Now, we can't take back the public schools. We need to get our children out. That's our only hope. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, brother.
Karl, thank you so much for the call and for the compliment. I really do appreciate the encouragement. Karl, I agree with you 1,000%. Look, I've given up on public schools. I think that public schools are the wholly owned subsidiary of the Democrat Party, their unions, and their politicians. And they're not about education. They're about indoctrination. And by the way, that doesn't mean there aren't some decent teachers in public schools doing the best they can. Folks, my wife taught in public schools for 20 years. But you know what? She left frustrated with the direction in which education is going in this country because she saw it firsthand. So I agree with you 100%. And I've been encouraging the young people in my church, save, pray, don't put your children in public schools. You are asking to lose or have your children ruined. Shauna in Texas. Shauna, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Yes, I can hear you.
I had a comment in addition to the gentleman that was just on, who's also, I'm a teacher as well. I'm retired now. I just work part-time, but I only work in the private school systems for the incarnate, such as the incarnate word. And one of the reasons I chose that is what you were saying. We pray 3 times a day with our students. Aloud, we have the Ten Commandments posted. It is the focus of our mission. Our motto was to teach, to build, and serve in the Spirit of Christ. That kind of schooling is what makes a difference. Even though you don't have the effect. What I wanted to say, and it hit me, made me so sad when you were talking. Thank you for the words you said about homosexuality, how damaging it is. I'm dealing with that in my own home. I have a child that was raised conservatively, is Christian, but is also extremely compassionate. And because of her exposure, I think it began with a book she read. She's a voracious reader in the public school system called Luna. The book was about a transgender youth coming out. I read the book after she had it, and I was surprised at how well it was written, but sickened. And it literally changed her mindset.
Oh my!
So that's what I wanted to point out to people, is to say, be careful. Read, read over what your children are reading, because you are right. The public school system has inclusion forced upon it by law. Not everyone there is definitely in support of that, that's for sure. But nonetheless, to keep their jobs, they have to comply. That's why I can do it.